Internal cable routing, what you want to do is get something like these. These are sleeves that will fit through the actual DI of the hole, but so the housing, stops are in addition to, it's not too wide to push through there. So these might be kind of hard to find. I know Park Tools, you might want to check this out. They have a little cable guides kind of kit. I've really never played with one before, so I'm very intrigued. I only do a few of these, so I haven't really invested, let's put it that way, into it. I'm all in about new tools, so I will definitely check that out when I get a chance. But I do have these which work in the interim. But if I didn't have these, I would be very interested in looking at those if I couldn't find these at the hardware store, that kind of deal. So yeah, those. So I got 3 cables. So you got 2 derailleur cables and a brake cable I have to address. So let's take a look at those. Welcome to I Know a Guy Bicycles. Welcome to I Know a Guy Bicycles, hanging out with the guy. Hi, I'm Justin, the guy. Obviously, I have a garage shop. Taking scary out of used bikes, one bike at a time. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Oh, the dramatic look. Oh yeah, this is pretty dramatic. So you don't definitely want these to pop through. I go from the back forward. You can cut the cables on the other end and try to thread them that other direction, but it makes it very, very tricky to do. So going back to what I was talking about on these slips here. So if the cable did drop in there, you would have to use a magnet and try to thread it through. On the bottom, it's not too bad here, but in this brake one, it actually has a stop, and that is gonna be a booger to do. So what you do is you're trying to get that in there, and then you just slide that cable through, and as you're doing that, you work on this other end. And hopefully it goes through like that. So what I'm looking at is, actually I got it to go through here. So since I have the sleeve in here now, on both ends in here, now I can pull that cable out and make sure this doesn't drop. So what I do is I take a little bit of painter's tape, which is really good for just all around sticking things. So I tape that, tape that there so it holds in place. Then I grab my next sheet, and you want to make sure these are long enough first so you know you're not going to be short. Now onto the derailleur. Well, this one has a kink in that's gonna be a little issue. I want this to be smooth, so I'm gonna cut that like so. And thread this bad guy through like that. So you want it to be, less resistant as possible so it will guide through there. And I take the bottom part as I'm threading that through. I can still feel that cable going through the sleeve and coming to this end over here. It's popped out like so. Now I have both ends, and now I pull that cable out so the sleeve is in place. And I take that tape and tape that down, so I don't have to worry about those. So I'm good. So here I got those coming out. So I do detailing. It's gonna have to be a little bit of trick. I will detail around here first, and then I'll move my tape to this end and tape this down. Then I'll detail around here where the gussets are, so I still can get the detailing, but still secure it, because I've done that before. Well, they'll stay in place and it bumps out, and you're like, you gotta be kidding me. So those are the derailleur cables, and I usually just tape on one side. Now we're gonna take a look at the brake. So the brake part is a little trickier. So what I do on that one is put a little angle cut when I'm going through. Reason being is sometimes it's a tighter diameter through the brake cable, and threading that through. So hopefully it'll pop out the other end. And if you have a long enough cable in there, that cable can pop out this end. So you can trim this liner as long as it still fits all the way through. So you can grab that other end. This way, you know, sometimes you just kind of wiggle it back and forth and then I can pull it through. So I got it to pull through the other end. So I got it to go through, and there we go. So I got it on both ends there. Then now I can pull the cable out. The brake on the Kleins are the more important to make sure you have the sleeve in there, because on the other end there's a grommet that when you're putting these in new, you have to be kind of pressed in. That holds the stop for the housing. And if that cable drops inside here, you have to tap out that grommet to get that cable to go through, which is, you end up chipping the paint and all sorts of ugliness happens. So same thing, get some blue tape or any really too aggressive tape, painter's tape will work. I heard frog tape works well too. So that wasn't too bad, right? I mean, take a little time, take your time and prep those and kind of get them all ready. So I can do the detailing in this area here without any kind of worry of dropping those. And once I get up to this section, I'll move the tape back down and then I could work around this section here, but make sure none of these slide through. So I make sure that tape is secure at all times. I don't try to work around the tape or not without tape at all because accidents happen. So I just do. This thing's gonna be one awesome bike for somebody just getting into road riding. So I'm excited to get this all cleaned up and ready for the next owner. Well, thank you for spending time with me. Until next time, from the garage.